and welcome back to episode 2.
أهلا، أنا غدير بن عباس معاكم، خريجة وبائيات وأسوي CrossFit. I'm interested in CrossFit وإن شاء الله أصير CrossFit coach soon.
Inshallah. And I'm Dr. Strange. I'm an MD and I specialize in clinical pathology, which is a big word for studying diseases, everything about diseases, mainly in genetics. So we both have a combined interest in health and fitness.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to talk about in our podcast.
What is a podcast? هذا الشيء اللي نبغى نشرحه للناس. A podcast هو إنه ناس تجتمع في يوتيوب وإنتم معانا تجتمعوا في بيتكم. نتكلم عن مواضيع ممكن تهمكم، ممكن ما تهمكم، ممكن يكون عندكم رأي غيرنا، تسمعوا آراءنا، تشاركونا آراءكم. ما في أحد صح ولا غلط، كلنا جايين نتكلم بس نسولف. حيكون
I'm right.
حيكون شوية طويل sometimes على حسب التوبيك، فجيبوا شيء تاكلوه، جيبوا شيء تشربوه، ارتاحوا chill on the couch, just listen to it in the car whenever، وقولوا لنا your opinion. والسبتايتلز حيكون في تحت، لما الكلام يكون بالعربي حيكون في subtitles بالإنجليش، لما يكون in English حيكون في subtitles in Arabic. So subtitles are gonna be there. Just press اضغطوا CC تحت والsubtitles are gonna show up إن شاء الله.
While you're pressing CC تحت, click subscribe, then press replay, then press share and like.
Exactly. أو في our social media accounts. our Instagram هو tourist and a Saudi show، و our Snapchat هو tourist and Saudi. حتلاقوه تحت بالdescription box in case I messed it up. حتلاقوه بالdescription box.
Everything's تحت.
Everything's تحت.
So here we go.
We have a guest today.
A famous guest, a celebrity.
A very great guest. Come here, Dr. Nar.
Come here.
Come here. By the way, الحلقة حتكون in English عشان Dr. Naren is an English speaker, so subtitles, huh?
Huh?
فهميني.
أهمية. أهلا وسهلا Dr. Naren.
Hi, Dr. Naren. How are you?
Good morning, good afternoon. Hi.
So good to have you. Welcome. We're very grateful.
How are you?
I'm the tourist, she's the Saudi.
You know why? You know why?
Self-explanatory.
By the way, a lot of people said you look Arab.
Yeah, well, that's...
Does she look Arab?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
So tell us, Dr. Naren, you're a doctor of what?
In English, they call me anesthesiologist. In plain English, they call me gas man.
Gas man. I like the gas man. And
Me
ready for
too.
Halloween.
Because I gas people down.
So for Halloween, you're going to be just yourself.
Yes.
Can I borrow a gas mask for Halloween?
It's not permitted.
Follow the rules.
Not for a pathologist, though.
Yeah, you know, we like to study everything. That's what we do as pathologists. So it's cool to have you here. You're a gas man, and you're also an ambassador for the Heartfulness Meditation.
I'm a heartfulness trainer.
Heartfulness trainer. All right.
I practice a type of meditation called heartfulness.
Okay, so we meditate on the heart. We meditate on love, on world peace.
What is heartfulness?
Is it a hippie meditation?
It is a type of transcendental meditation. And there are different types of meditation out in the world. But in heartfulness, our primary focus is meditate on the heart.
So the people who you meet with generally are all loving people.
That's the aim.
All right.
That's the
I don't think they start with loving. They end up.
That's what we want.
End up loving.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. I think the world could use a little bit more love.
Right.
Great. Yes.
How did you get into it?
23, 24 years ago, somebody just grabbed me and said, hey, just sit in front of the guy. Just follow whatever he says. So I thought that he's going to give me some mantra and big noise, stand in one leg or something. I walked into the room. He was sitting in a chair. He said, take your seat. And I sat. He said, please start. Close your eyes, please start. And then half an hour later, he said, that's all.
Half an hour?
Yeah.
So you took a nap for half an hour.
No, I don't know. I can't remember what happened.
Yeah, you were asleep.
I was quite young, and I wish I had the same mind with less restlessness when compared to what I am now. So half an hour session went, and then he said, okay, I'll meet you tomorrow. And I just said, Why tomorrow? Oh, you need to have 3 sessions. And I asked, what are we going to do tomorrow? Same again. So 3 sessions, and then he said, okay, now you can meditate on your own. Well done, I'll see you later. That's it.
3 sessions.
Did he tell you what to do, or you just sat there?
He didn't.
Huh?
And then many years later, like many things, we subscribe for gym, we subscribe for yoga class, we subscribe for magazine, but we don't use all of them.
Yeah.
Likewise, I subscribed for Heartfulness, but I didn't really use it because I wasn't in a crisis. So when I faced my crisis, I went abroad for my education, and then it's an alien environment, new system, your body language, the way you speak English, everything is a challenge. So when I faced with challenge like that, then I realized, okay, I could do with something like Heartfulness. But then I realized, it's been 3 years since I practiced because I never bothered to practice.
Right.
And so 3 years later, I took some interest. I went deep into what it is, why they are talking about meditation, why I need it in my life. Then I had to come up with what is the purpose of my life and where meditation falls into place. So I started finding snippets about meditation and what is the recommended practice. That's how the story started.
Why did you choose the heartfulness rather than, I know there's so many, if you go Google or YouTube, online meditations, there's so many different types. Right. What drew you to that particular type? The guy?
No, it was purely by accident. If you find, I don't know whether it happened to you, but all my best relationship, my friends, it all happened to me by accident.
That's true.
Even my wife.
Or maybe it's not by accident.
Yes. So you actually question that is everything is an invention or everything is discovery?
Yeah.
But I'm slowly starting to believe that there is no invention. Everything is a discovery. It's there, but I never
discover it.
Looked in that direction.
I like that.
It so much.
It puts some sort of structure to the universe that we're not actually lost.
And
we just need to find.
Right, because I've been telling her about a book I've been reading. I love this book. It's called Connecting Coincidence or something. And he was talking about, he wanted you at the end of the book to create your own coincidences. And it doesn't make sense if you really believe it's a coincidence to create your own. But he's like, if you're open to transition and you're in need of transitioning, you'll start seeing. You open your eyes to the possibilities and opportunities, and you get out of your comfort zone. Getting out of your comfort zone is a really huge thing for coincidence to happen.
Yes.
So if you're still in your shell, not wanting to try anything, even meditation, you're not going to discover, as you said, discovering everything.
I assume that introspection is a skill which we don't use to its full potential.
Yeah.
Or even when we introspect, when a solution comes, we are not strong enough to say that that's the way I'm going to go.
Because of the ego. Oh no.
The ego?
Yeah, we're too proud. We always think we're right the way we are. And
the ego,
to break free.
The intellect, and there is the mind.
So we have to know that we're not right all the time.
Yes, but we are tuned to believe some of the things that happen around us. But then we need a heart to say that, okay, this is what the mind says, this is what the ego says, this is what the intellect says.
Why the heart? And why don't we start with the mind? I mean, doesn't everything start with your thought, your intention?
Correct. I was thinking about it last couple of days. But all along in my life, the influence of my mother is far better than my father.
It's because women are better.
No. It's not like that.
I didn't hear what you said. I was worried about his
let's say, I get 10 riyals. So what do you think my father would say?
Be careful how you spend it.
Yeah. Or he would say that spend on something that you can
benefit from. Yeah.
But if it's a mother, what would you think she'll say?
Buy candy.
Give it to me.
Make yourself happy with it.
She'll say save it for the future.
Oh, she will. That's a different kind of mom I had in mind.
So it's like let's say it's a vague analogy, like fathers are like mind, mothers are like a heart. They always give you a solution what's good for you. But sometimes you see that fathers give you a solution that what's good for the bigger ecosystem, or for the family, for himself.
You need both.
You need both, yeah.
But we focus on the heart. We focus on what you call the feminine energy.
Yeah. So mind is more materialistic.
Oh.
So mind gives you a three-dimensional space. In that three-dimensional space, it says you are this.
We label ourselves, you mean?
Yeah. You say, for example, I'm a doctor.
Say, for example. So
Yeah.
you're not
I'm
a
a
doctor.
doctor. I'm an anesthesiologist. I look like a different skin color, so I'm an Indian or something. So the mind gives you all these perceptions because you are an intellect. This we learn from our education.
Yeah.
You look at a child, it smiles at everybody who smiles at them.
True.
But they don't have any of this knowledge.
So they're more open.
That's the quality of the heart. The quality of the heart is about innocence. Ignorance, I would rather say.
When people say follow your gut to make a decision,
Follow
your gut, your instinct.
Yes, it is a misnomer. It's basically follow your heart
Your
because
heart.
the gut is just a couple of inches below.
Sometimes when I read my horoscope, it says, trust your instinct today. It won't fool you. And another day it'll say, follow your heart today.
Yeah.
So,
If you see for all of the horoscopes,
yeah,
they have this.
Right.
Follow your instinct.
yeah.
Be watchful. Something special is going to happen. I mean, horoscope is a science. I'm not saying anything against the science.
Yeah.
But it's to give you hope.
But were you ever skeptical about this whole meditation or following your heart?
I had my doubts.
Yeah, did you have
I had my
hard time?
doubts. It's purely because, that's because the mind and the intellect always expects a result within a time frame.
Right, yeah.
And when it doesn't happen within this time frame, we suspect. We are
That's
suspicious
true.
that is it actually working.
Right.
It's like working out.
Whereas if you look
working
at it,
out, you have like a month. You say I'm gonna work out, and I expect in this month to lose 1 kilo, let's say.
And when you don't see the results, you're like, this is not working.
But I think
when it comes to the heart,
yeah, it's
the
different.
heart is willing to be patient.
I remember downloading a
That is so
50% app, the 10% happier app. It's a meditation application.
Mhm.
And they have people there you can ask questions to help you with your meditation. And I remember the first day I downloaded it, I paid, and then I was like, I don't believe in meditation. I don't know why I downloaded the app. I just downloaded it to tell them I don't believe in it. And they were like, why? I was like, I don't see anything. I don't see a change. And they told me because you're expecting change. If you just meditate, just to open your heart and not expecting anything out of it, like zero expectation, which is so hard to expect nothing.
Is the brightest color? They'll say red.
Right.
Or whatever is bright, because we have already given them a clue.
Right.
But when you say that we're going to unfold, you tell us whatever that comes to you. So they'll say, I feel green. I feel green. They don't say, I see green.
That's fantastic. What's meditation, if you can define it for us?
Meditation is about picking up one thing and holding that thought.
Like a mantra?
I wouldn't say mantra.
Okay.
In our day-to-day life, suppose if I'm a CEO, I meditate on success. If I'm a surgeon, I meditate on a good surgical outcome. If I'm a painter, I want to be the best of my creativity to be displayed on the screen.
Is it like a focus?
It is a focus because we are meditating on it. So when people ask me, oh, you meditate, I tell them, you also meditate, but your focus of meditation is something outside you. But here, the focus of meditation is something inside you. So here I want to become something. So I am being now, but I want to become something. So how do you move from being to becoming?
How?
It's you have to go inside, find a space, see what is there, and like you peel the layers of onion, peel yourself.
So there's no such thing as a snap enlightenment. That was a loud snap. There's no such thing as a snap enlightenment. No. So this takes practice. How long? How long before you not expect, but before you can really see that or feel the changes?
As long as it takes. I wouldn't look for a time, because when you start meditating, you dive deep. When you dive deep, you start to see yourself. When you start seeing yourself, you'll see the things that you want to see, and you also see the things that you don't want to see,
And that
or
need courage.
that you've been ignoring for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So now you're going to say, for the first time in my life, I have a tool to take a pause, assess, introspect. So now for the first time you're introspecting functionally, and then when you introspect, during your meditation, you are going to think about, what do I want to become? Now I know that there are areas which is not allowing me to move forward. I need to remove them.
It's a self-awareness.
Correct.
But do all
But this
meditation do
awareness
that?
doesn't last when we are in our full alert state where the ego, mind, and intellect are with us. So they also have to cooperate. Our biggest challenge is, how do these three subtle instruments like mind, ego, and intellect allow me or permit me to dive deep into my heart?
Right.
Once you cross that hurdle, then this is the first time you're going to listen to your heart, or at least see what it means to feel the heart. Then you'll see that there is a lot of muck, there is a lot of stuff which is already there. Then you'll say, how do I get it out? Even a computer, we defragment it. We download this free antivirus or buy a paid virus and remove it, because when you open 1,000 screens, you want all of them to function.
Correct.
So when you change your screen, boom, 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 everything have to download. But what happens to the mind? I go to a shopping center, I look at a watch, this image stays for life.
Right.
Or I bump into somebody who unnecessarily frustrates me. I don't even know who he is, but I just get frustrated with him. This emotion bottles up for years. So what do I do with it?
You'd have to de-weed it.
How?
The
Because
tool that you said, introspection.
correct, but without meditation, how this is going to evaporate?
Right.
Tell me a way where all these pockets of excitation or pleasure or too much happiness or too much sadness, these are lying somewhere like a bubble.
Won't you say, like, I know, because not here in Saudi, like, because we're Muslims. Are you? You're not. Are you? Won't you say prayer is kind of similar? It's the same. Like, if someone prays.
Prayer is it is answerable,
Yeah.
irrespective of which religious background we come from. You can refer with anybody who prays, who close their eyes, they pour their heart out and say, now I am under your feet. I don't even know who you are,
Right.
but there you go.
You submit.
You submit.
Oh.
It's a very, very special feeling. And I think all of us...
So it's different than meditating.
It is different than meditation, definitely.
I think anyone in this world
But
would like that feeling.
To connect with your
Yes.
heart, you need some kind of prayer.
Okay.
Because prayer is not about what is coming out of the word
Yeah.
from your mouth.
Yeah.
Prayer is about the attitude before you offer the prayer.
Whoa. And everyone, there's stress everywhere. We're all under stress. We all need something loving. Everybody loves a warm hug or a friendly smile. There's nobody on earth, even the angriest person, that wouldn't benefit from
But
some love.
that's my thing. When I started meditating, I used to hear people say what you were saying. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs that comfort. That's why I had the expectations. So what I like when I tell people about meditating, and they're like, no, it doesn't help me. And I was like, it's not about that. It's not about the comfort that comes after. Because it's not going to come after very easily. It's going to take a very long time.
Let me give you a nice example. Let us say we have, let's say, body and mind. Okay, let's look at the body. I have decided 1st of January that I want to be fit. Okay, what do I do?
Go to a gym.
Set a schedule.
I go to a gym. Okay, what do I do in a gym?
Workout.
And take selfies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Workout with what?
The machines.
The machines, okay. And
with your body.
With your body.
Excellent. I like it.
Yeah.
You use your body to strengthen your body.
Yeah.
Okay. But when it comes to balancing mind, why I need to go to an outside guy like a psychotherapist or a psychologist? So who should be doing the same? For body, we accept that I have to use my own muscles to train my own muscles, because when it hurts, I'm going to stop.
Right.
When it comes to mind, we are quite comfortable looking for help outside.
Right.
What do you think about it?
I think
I'm not suggesting that
Yeah.
you should not seek help, but I'm suggesting that we are progressing towards the edge of the cliff. We are at the edge of the cliff, and we are a fallen angel. There are 3 different stages. So the fallen angels need treatment. They have to seek help.
They need someone to help them out.
Yes, so they have to go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or they have to go for medications. I'm not going in that direction. So what is it, these 2 group of people who are edging towards the cliff or who are at the cliff?
You scream and say, "Don't do it!"
So how are we going to prevent them falling or progressing in that direction?
Teaching them,
So this is where
putting up a sign saying, "Don't jump."
no, they would have got the sign from inside that they are
Yeah.
progressing in that direction.
And they feel bad about it.
Yeah. So we need to give them a tool to say that, look, these are all the things that's available. So you should try out. But certainly the person who is at the edge, I don't think they will take up any instruction because they are on the verge. But the one who is walking towards,
Right.
they can be prevented even going towards the cliff. So this is where the whole practice of meditation, introspection actually comes into play. Because the moment you feel that something is not right, I am up against my own self constantly, day in and day out.
Right.
And it's affecting my performance and efficiency at my workplace or at my family life. Every adult have 3 spheres: a career, family, and the personal bit is the spiritual one. It can be faith-based, it can be belief-based, but when I don't have time for all of these things. I'm overloaded. I'm constantly catching up. So this is where the practice of meditation comes in.
I have a question I gotta ask. What's intuition then? How would you define intuition? You know, that inner voice that speaks to you, the one that tells you you're heading to the cliff, the one that tells you this doesn't feel right. How does intuition play a role in getting to know yourself and self-awareness?
It plays a very important role. It definitely plays. And every human being has this intuition in them. But how far we trust the inner voice?
How can you trust it?
We need to have a strength of connection. I need to connect with myself. Our biggest problem is, my biggest problem is not the ecosystem or the world around me. My biggest problem is the ecosystem and the world that I have created inside me.
Well, why don't they just teach us that from when we're small and say, you know, this is how you should think, this is intuition, trust yourself?
It is there in all religious scriptures.
Religious, but academically, I mean, in institutions, you're pretty much, they form your brain structure.
Our old education system has all of this in place. But when the world is moving faster and people's expectation is growing faster, when parents start blaming the institution, so the institution is shying away. So there is 2 types of discipline. There is a individual discipline and there is a folk discipline. So if you go to the English countryside, they use a dog and the master whistles. He'll just say. So with the dog and the master, they put the flock of sheep into a pen. There is a game you can watch in YouTube. So they spend the whole day putting the flock into the pen. So this is a folk mentality, and this mentality appears only in institutions like schools.
Right.
So this part is completely lost because the institution like schools are afraid of taking this responsibility on them.
Right. And you know, I have to argue that
if you have a
discovering
football team of 11 players, the coach can say, all of you stand in line. Okay? If all 11 of them have their parents behind them, what will the coach do? Do whatever you do. I'm not interested.
It removes his ability.
Correct. So it is a disintegrated social system.
How's the meditation been for you? You've been trying for a while.
Yeah, I had a point and I just forgot it. Wait. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like discovering meditation and your inner self and the whole process when you get older, not from a young age. I think I think it's interesting in a way that I'm happy I have the chance to do that. Like imagine growing up with meditation and knowing yourself. I feel like it's gonna be boring after a while.
I feel the opposite. I feel like I'd be so much more confident when I have a decision to make. I'm
But
quite
no.
indecisive in general. You know, I'm always weighing out the options of if this, then that, but if this, then that, and which one is better. And I kind of get stuck in that. That's why I asked you about the intuition. I think if you had nurtured this intuition, you could sort of go out there confidently
But
and make
there's
it.
Everything that comes in the way.
Yeah.
So you're in a very young age where you want to capture the entire universe. That is
Yeah,
the
that's
force.
Oh my God! And this looks like
It is
Oh,
a
see,
it is
it's
a it is a
fire.
very very it's a original creative force.
Okay.
Okay, this force you cannot completely put it off,
Yeah.
but you cannot allow it to go wild.
Right.
Okay, so if you
Contain
look at
the
the
fire.
Californian forest fire, they control it.
Yeah.
It's a managed fire.
they do it on purpose. It's a conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy.
It's
It
known.
is. It is called. It is distracting, or in other words, it is channelizing.
And am I water? Because I'm more mature now. I'm the water one.
No, we are always fire.
Oh, all of
Oh.
us are all fire.
We are always fire. But when the more younger you are, given the capacity of your brain and your vision about the universe expands. Your horizon is very very wild and big. You want to acquire knowledge. You want to be that. You want to be this. That is where the real confusion comes.
You brought up a good point when we were rehearsing. Do you remember? You were saying how sometimes you need an answer. It's usually when you get stuck. Like if you're living your life happily and you're just going on day to day and there's no major issues that are really getting you down, you don't go looking for an answer.
Yeah.
But then something happens and you feel stuck or put in a corner or things are not going the way you want.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah. But I was talking about you. I was telling her I'm really interested to know how you got into it. I was like, because nobody gets into meditation unless they were having struggles.
I'm an odd one out. All my friends.
Me too.
At the age of 21, they just thought that he's a bit strange.
Why?
Do they still think you're strange?
No, I don't care.
I'm
Do
Dr.
they still
Strange on
think?
purpose.
Do they still think?
They think that I have changed. There is a little bit of softness,
Oh, and they don't
That's
like
good.
that, huh?
and they are witnessing that my life is more organized. And this is where I would like to bring. Shai talked about intuition, and we have this. I would say it's a misconception that I want to choose between right or wrong,
Yeah.
but I have to correct. There is no wrong.
Didn't
Yes.
I say that? Didn't I say that?
That's why schools are horrible. There is no
I
wrong.
always
Hang on.
tell her that there's
The,
no
all
wrong.
of the above.
Listen to me. We always
I got so
need
excited.
an inner force to say that this is right.
Yeah.
We don't need an inner force to say this is wrong. Let me give you an example. I want, let's say my grandfather has 100 reals in his pocket.
Steal it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a really juicy thought.
Yeah.
So I want to steal it.
Yep.
Okay, he's sitting somewhere in the couch. He's watching, and I have to do it when he is not watching.
Right.
Okay, so as I go near the wardrobe, what happens? What happens to my heart?
Poof, 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 poof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You are aware of your heart. And then I go near his shirt and I put my hand in his pocket. What happens to your breathing?
Go
You have to
faster.
hold it. You have to go.
You either hold it or you're very much
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
aware of it. And then I take. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, who is trying to tell me that what you're trying to do is very, very wrong?
Your
The guy who lives
intuition.
inside your stomach who tells you.
No, the guy who lives 2 inches above the stomach.
In the solar plexus.
No, it's the heart.
I'm all wrong.
It's the heart. So forget about the wrong. When you're going to do something wrong, your heart immediately goes up, it races, your breathing goes fast. This I learned it from my mentor.
But
I
sometimes,
didn't. This is a thought I borrowed it from him. It's not my
yeah.
own.
Oh, you
And
borrowed it.
yes, and he's right. Whenever I'm trying to do something wrong, I get angry, I get frustrated, I hate myself or the heart. So there are enough indications from me to say that you have basically made a mistake.
Right.
So the ethics lives in the heart, or the moral compass. Your moral.
So you think about all the right decisions you have made in your life.
And then
You're absolutely in union with the heart. You feel very happy about it. There is not even a slight element of restlessness because your heart approves your decision.
But don't they say always like getting out of your comfort zone, getting yourself into challenges?
That's concern. Concern is different from making a wrong choice. I want
so
to do
hard
the.
to
I want to give the
differentiate.
best, so I am anxious. That's different. So the heart
But they
that's
all do
pounding.
this.
That's because you want to give the best. You don't want to let yourself down.
And how do I know if this is for this or this is for that?
Oh, try it next time.
Okay.
Make a choice
Okay.
that you don't want to make and feel your heart.
I have another word for you that I want you to expand on: resilience and meditation. So, from what I understand, resilience is your ability to bounce back from when things go wrong, yes?
Meditation definitely helps with resilience. You know why?
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 Because it's easier. Because no, you're aware.
Shai said that bounce back. Bounce back from what? A problem. Who is the creator of the problem?
The universe.
Myself. So when you dive deep, something inside says that, boss, please don't blame anybody else. Blame yourself.
Right.
Who wants to accept that kind of responsibility?
That is why you won't find there are not millions of people who are meditating. There's only thousands. Because why would I pay? Heartfulness, we offer it for free, but there are a lot of meditation they charge you. And then you see at the end of all this session, you come back home and you say, I'm full of guilt, I'm full of anger, I'm full of frustration. So basically, why do you want to pay and then find out that this is what you are?
Exactly. That's why it's uncomfortable. That's
This
why
is like
when
you
you
pay
advise
and
people,
you send your children to an expensive school thinking that they make a difference in your child's life, but they don't. They call you and said, your child is actually very rude. He actually hit the other child. So basically, I am asking the head teacher that, actually I pay. This is one of the expensive school. So I thought you will give a comprehensive education, not just education. You teach him how to behave. You teach him all of those. But basically what you're saying is, your son spends 60% of his week with us, but we don't take any responsibility for his behavior. He comes home at 4, he goes to bed at 8, so he spends 4 hours every evening. So if you compare, he spends 40% with us as parents. But I have the responsibility of correcting them, the school doesn't.
How do you think
this is one type of argument. I'm not saying there are good schools out there, so please don't mistake me. But you see how the world is going.
Yeah. I always tell her about how I meditate, and I really love it. I always tell her to look at the sky and at night and focus and try to count as many stars as possible. And my theory, I made it up myself. My theory
special
is
exclusive.
Yeah, my theory is that when you try to count, because here the stars are not that clear, you can't see them. So when you try to count as many as possible, it clears your head from all the thoughts you're thinking. So you focus on the stars, and after focusing and you count as many as you can, you start acknowledging how far they are. So you just keep looking and looking, and you're like, oh, they get further. Every time you try to look, it gets further. And the moon is so big, even though it's so far away. And it just, I don't want to say the word.
This is a very beautiful analogy and a natural instinct.
Yeah.
Your inner self, the inner nature, is admiring the outer nature in its pureness.
Yes. But after all of this, you sit and meditate and you ask the universe. So the mantras, right? Whatever you say, I don't say it to myself. I send it to the universe. Because for me, I need to know that some creature, some divine thingy, I don't know, is listening.
A superpower or
something bigger than yourself. I took this course with, it's a course called Mind Valley. They're like an online institution. It's fantastic. I really recommend it to anyone. One of the videos or lessons that they showed us was the founder of Mind Valley, a guy called Vishen Lakiani, I think. He went on this exclusive 10-person retreat, and they were doing brainwave studies. And this is getting into sort of the medicine of meditation. And they had monks who have spent their life in silence and meditation. They've had billionaires, and I mean like the Richard Bransons of the world. And then they had what you'd call the control group, the average person. They were studying their brain waves, and then they introduced this concept of gratitude. And so to get to gratitude, it was in 3 phases. And I don't remember the second phase, but the first phase was forgiveness. So they told them, practice a mindset of forgiveness. Then I think it was something like what you said, have a focus. And the third was gratitude. And it turns out eventually, no matter what their background, they all reached this alpha frequency.
Correct.
And the alpha frequency ended up matching the general frequency of those people who are the billionaires, the successful people, those who keep rising. And it took active meditation. So while they were meditating, they were measuring their brain waves. Separate from the brain waves, they noticed that all of the blood flow in the brain, the cerebral cortex, would rush to the frontal lobe. And they found that the people who had faith-based meditation, so they had some prayer, the blood flow was more in the frontal lobe, and it looked like they were having a conversation with someone. So right now, let's say our blood is all here. And those who didn't have a God-based meditation had more of a temporal lobe blood flow. But all of them reached the alpha wave. That's all. I have no point. I just wanted to share that story.
No, at a vibratory level, we are all similar. We come from different language, different country, but if you look at the cellular part of it, it's 70% water, blood, tissues, emotions. Brain has got only 5 hormones, 5 chemicals like norepinephrine or dopamine. But the permutation and combination of these 5 chemicals is what you are. If you're angry, if you're a lovable person, it's so all simple. Purely do. So they are just chemical, which is reacting to something from inside. Right. So when you correct the inside, the body and mind will fall into place.
Right.
So when you are talking about the mind valley and the vision, I was thinking yesterday in my meditation, this thing has come up. So what has meditation has actually done to me? It was actually today morning. We had a group meditation at 7:30, and I was thinking why I am thinking like this. But the thought that I had is very simple. I was in a vicious cycle in my materialistic life, because I am identifying myself as, I am so and so from such and such place, and I'm this, I'm a doctor, I'm next to God, all this, my English, all this bullshit. But this is a vicious cycle. You go round and round thinking that you're big. And you're getting bigger. But what meditation has done to me is, from my vicious cycle, it has moved me to a visionful cycle.
I love it.
So I have a vision. I have a vision of what? And I want to be at peace with myself throughout the day.
Right.
24/7. But believe me, I've been meditating for 23 years. It is not easy.
You still get angry, yeah?
But it's you. This is the originality of you.
I mean, when you're driving and someone cuts you off, you still go, ah!
But it doesn't affect your whole day.
It doesn't affect your whole day.
Yeah, you get mad and you let it go.
This is the bit that we should have it in probably in our next session. That's the mind. We have thought, we have action, we have inaction, and we have emotions.
Right.
My question for myself, and maybe someone else can relate to this. I've tried meditating, and I read these, positive affirmations. That that's the way I should. We were talking about this, reprogramming your brain so that you're not on what we've been trained to do, your instincts. So where you say, I don't think I can do this, you say, no, I'm going to try. I'm going to break out of my shell. I'm going to try something new. And I'll say, okay, my thought of the day or my mantra for the day is, I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be peaceful, and I meditate on it. And I swear to you, 2 minutes later, something so silly like a mosquito will come, and I'll scream and I'll get angry. And it's as if I've never read those things. Why am I so dumb?
Can
why
I
can't I
explain?
get the point? Don't answer the why I'm dumb part.
That's what I wanted
go
to
ahead.
answer. I do believe the mantra or the affirmation, you should say it shouldn't be that wide or that broad. You don't say I want to be at peace.
Then
You make it more specific.
There are a couple of
that's
things.
stressful, no?
You are what you think.
Descartes.
What?
I think, therefore I am. René Descartes. Descartes.
So if I have filled my heart with frustration, it will reverberate only in frustration.
Right. How do you remove it?
You need a practice.
It's so funny, we were talking about coincidences and observing, and you, Dr. Naran, observed the poster. What does it say? Tell them what it says.
It says I wasted 22 years in order to learn just that much.
Isn't that amazing? That's coincidence.
For you.
Do you think you know that much, or do you think you know that much?
It is not relevant.
It's not relevant?
Be yourself, then, you know.
Oh, because that's your ego.
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
My
to be
mentor
natural.
used to say that if you think you're great, think others are greater than you.
Whoa.
I learned that at the gym.
It was written on the wall?
No, when working out, a coach told me, because I was so proud of myself, because I did a PR, like a personal record, a new PR. I lifted heavy weight, and she's like, you feel so good about yourself now. You think you're good. And at the gym, always look at people who lift heavier than you and people who do it faster than you. Because when you think you're really good, you start becoming bad. Because you don't improve. You stop improving. Because you think you're good. You think you're there already.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And
you have to keep reinventing yourself.
Yeah, and I apply it to everything. If I remember to apply it, I try to apply it in everything. So yeah. Let's talk about the body, since we're on the working out topic, and like nutrition, and how does nutrition affect...
I'm just flexing my body.
How does nutrition affect our mentality, our souls, our intuition? And how does it play with meditation?
Let's go a step back.
Yeah.
We are talking about body. I buy a laptop. How long does it last?
Mm-hmm.
Couple of years.
Maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I buy a car. How long does it last?
10 years.
What is the investment I put it on these?
What
is the investment I put it on these cars to make sure that they run all the time?
Cleaning, maintenance.
Maintenance. I take them for service. Let's take the physical body. How long does it last?
80-something years.
So what is the maintenance we are putting on that?
Water, good food.
So if I get emotional, I slam the brake in the car. I can change a brake pad.
Mm-hmm.
If I get emotional, I slam myself. What do I change?
Nothing.
Full of negative energy.
Yeah.
So this idea that body and emotions are separate, I don't buy it.
Right.
We equally have a responsibility to look after the body. Now, the second question. I have an A380.
That's a plane?
That's a plane. Okay. What kind of fuel do I put? Vegetable oil?
No.
What do I put?
I don't have no knowledge about planes.
Jet fuel.
Jet fuel.
So why do we put jet fuel? Why can't we put any other fuel?
I don't know.
This machine won't function.
Yeah.
It needs the specific... I get what you're saying.
Correct?
Yeah.
So what do I put in myself when it comes to my eating habits?
Vegetable.
The things that are going to fuel me. The things
You mean
I
like
need.
what kind of oil?
Yeah.
Not oil.
So like,
To nourish myself, what sort of food I'm eating?
Burgers and pizza.
Anything and everything. So we want this instrument to work, take us to the full length of journey for 80 years. And I fill it with all rubbish.
yeah.
And we expect it to just digest all of it
Right.
and still be a solid diamond castle.
Right.
How does that work?
It doesn't. That's why the expectation, what is it? Average years? What is expected years?
Life expectancy.
Life expectancy.
So the way we think and the body, is it connected?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because if you get injured and you lose a leg, you're still heart, body, but more
If you're not getting injured, let us say if you're emotionally injured, how do you feel at the end of the day?
defeated.
You feel tired. You
Exhausted.
feel exhausted.
And so what, meditation is like a recharge? It's like charging your phone?
It is, but suppose I sit for meditation. Say in Heartfulness, we recommend please meditate for half an hour. But you sit, you feel tired. You feel aching all over the place. So what happens?
Your body's resisting it.
So there is in the body, some part of the body actually absorbs it.
Right. Good point. When you
So
do heartfulness,
how do you relax, prepare this body? So I'm talking about a step before meditation, because we are not even ready for meditation. As soon as I sit, I find everything is aching. I find it's all stiff, and then I slump to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's not meditation, that's sleep. You need sleep.
Right.
Or for something called heartfulness relaxation.
Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily practice, but try it. Heartfulness relaxation is purely for the body.
Right.
So you can practice, adults can practice, children can practice. It's around 7 minutes audio or video. It's available in YouTube. Just put heartfulness relaxation. Put a earphone, just sit upright or even lying flat, try it.
I will definitely try.
How it works. The reason why I'm saying is body is also a witness of things that goes around us at an emotional level. So what it does is it also picks up some vibration and starts accumulating in different parts of the body.
Right.
You see, when you come to work, we have a different body language. When somebody actually reprimands you, you have a different body language. When you have an altercations or a disagreement with your colleague, you have a different body language.
Right. Okay, so Dr. Naran, let's say I'm interested in practicing the heartfulness meditation. What should I do? Like, how do I get into it? What should I do to start?
I would say just go to the website www.heartfulness.org.
Okay.
Or go to YouTube, put heartfulness relaxation.
Okay.
Play the audio, hear it in your earphone, noise cancelling earphone.
Right.
Spend 7 minutes. Follow the instructions. Practice it daily. If you want to include your children or young adults, try it before bedtime. I would recommend for all children if they are happy.
Thanks.
So I would recommend for adult and children to practice this heartfulness relaxation as a trial.
Okay.
I'm not saying that you have to hook up to it. Just go to YouTube and listen to it and see if it makes a difference for the body. It's not a meditation. It's only a relaxation. It removes the stress from your body.
Okay.
But if you say that I want to know more about it, I would say the book that I have given to you,
yes,
you can ask people to download it in the Kindle and read about it.
It's available on Kindle?
Yes.
Yes, and they can buy
and
it
Amazon.com.
Oh, so they don't sell it here.
It's not available in Ghadeer, as far as I
Ghadeer,
know, but it's available online.
Yeah, and it's called Designing Destiny, the Heartfulness Way.
It answers all the questions. It also gives a guidance. So if you are, I was thinking about it. There are two types of education. One is you see a child who latches to the mother's breast and sucks the milk, and then a child where the mother spoon feeds.
Yeah.
So there are two different types of learning philosophy.
Right.
So it can be either way. Either they can go towards a trainer based, or they can suck the information in their own time. So for those people, I would recommend them to
the book.
It's not a promotion for the book.
Right.
It is to please have a look at the content and see that if it awakens your understanding.
And you're saying there's no age limit for this?
It's for 15 and above.
15 and above.
All right.
Okay, Dr. Strange and I, we love to do this thing where we flip a page in a book and we look at a message for the day. Okay, it's not something.
Just kidding.
I want a chapter. Oh, here. No, it says transform yourself.
Okay.
That's your. I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Oh, that's my message for the day.
Yeah, it's a whole chapter.
All right, I'll transform myself.
Transform yourself. It's really nice.
Can I choose a page?
Yeah.
Make good use of time. I like that. I'll spend some time in meditation. You want to choose a page?
Yes.
Choose a page. Choose a page. You're right.
I know. That's what I said at the beginning. What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
This is fantastic. And,
Yes.
I can't thank you enough. I really learned a lot from you. And I think I'm going to
Thanks
practice.
for the opportunity as well.
So
Thank
relaxation
you.
first,
Yes.
then graduate after some time into...
So when we do our next session, we are going to look at the complexities of mind and what is the solution that heartfulness can offer to you.
Stay tuned. That sounds fantastic. Thank you so
Yes.
much for your time.
Thank you
Any
so
one
much.
takeaway message you want to give me and everyone else listening?
Yeah.
Be yourself.
I love it.
We don't
my
transform then? My message was
Oh
to
my God,
transform.
you're confused. We're
We
confused.
shouldn't transform. No, we should.
Being yourself is itself is a transformation, because at the moment
Yeah.
we are not ourselves. So be yourself is the
I was
goal.
thinking about it. I couldn't say it, okay?
I didn't
I don't
say
have
that,
the words for
when I
it.
said be yourself, that doesn't mean you're already there.
Well, all the light from my heart to all the light to your heart, and all the light to all of your
Thank
hearts,
you.
and may the world be filled with more love. Please let there be more love in the world.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Dr.
Thank you.
نارن. أفكرتك
Should we do?
high-fiving me. Alright, اليوم كان معانا دكتور نارن. دكتور نارن هو دكتور تخدير، تكلم معانا عن التأمل وأعطانا تكنيكس كيف نسوي التأمل، كيف حيساعدنا. Heartfulness Meditation اللي هو يركز على القلب وكيف القلب يتفتح، وإنه بدايته كيف كانت مع التأمل. كل شيء قال إذا أي أحد يبغى يتعلم كيف يسوي Heartfulness Meditation يشوف الكتاب هذا Designing Destiny. ما هو إعلان الكتاب بس، مرة هو يعني يؤمن إنه يساعد أي أحد ممكن يقرأ ويبغى they get into meditation، يصيروا يمارسوا المديتيشن التأمل. وقال لنا معلومة مرة مهمة عن التأمل والدين. قال إنه التأمل كلمة موجودة في القرآن، فيعني هو شيء recommended إن القرآن من الدين. والرسول كان يروح على الكهف يقعد لحاله يتأمل يتفكر. التأمل هو الواحد يتفكر ويركز على الأفكار اللي في مخه ويعرف يطلع السيء ويخلي الكويس. وهو شيء يساعدك إنك you manage your life. ما راح يغير حياتك بين يوم وليلة، بس إنه اللهم الحياة تصير أسهل، الواحد يقدر يتحكم بنفسه بمشاعره وبس.
So what I got out of today was we should all practice a little light in our hearts, a little bit of love, a little bit of forgiveness. Check out heartfulness.org. It's a great place to find out more information. On YouTube, there's some great videos. We'll include the links below. Please remember to subscribe, share, like, and share the love. And if you can, practice meditation all day while you're in the car, while you're at work. Just imagine some light in your heart and share it with the world. Peace and love.